Hey Al, a couple of weeks ago I ran into a couple of young beginner level players and we got to talking, and of course I've said many times that I don't really uh, do demonstrations and lessons that are aimed at beginners, but um, today we'll go through one that a beginner could do, a kid could do. Fairly simple chords that you would know. The only trick, I guess, is a B chord, but that is one that you ought to learn fairly early if you're going to play rock music. And even the solo on this one is not that hard to do. So let's run through Dog Eat Dog and then go through the chords and stuff. Okay, you get the idea. So you can see the chords are pretty easy. E, A, D. No big secret there. I guess the one thing when you're doing kind of AC/DC-ish chords is to make sure when you do, especially when you do the D, hit the A string too. And like, if you're playing the sort of power chords, you don't want to do, you don't hit the high E string necessarily. You just do as close to fifth chords as you can. So like that. So then in the verses it's going back to that open E string. Noticing when you're doing that, you're fingering that high E string, and when you do your A, if you do it like this or like this, you're not hitting the high E. So mainly you want to stay to those middle strings of the chord, making sure you go back to that low E and rest on that. So that's A, D, G when it modulates up. A, D, G, G, D, A, D, G, G, D, and then back start again. E, A, D. D, A, B. Yeah, it's really a B5 chord, but bar all the way across A through high E at the second, and then if you do it with your ring finger or pinky finger, whichever finger, but the D, G, and B at the 4th fret. A. And it goes back to that intro bit of the E, A, D. So after the second verse, you're into the solo, which is right. That's just an A chord, as if you were barring an A all the way up an octave up higher, but of course you can't really fit your, well, I suppose you could fit your fingers in there. It's not easy, but you could. But you want to do just the high part, the higher end of that A chord. So it's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. B and E, the high B, the high E and the B at 17. 18 on the G and 19 on the D. Now that second, you take that same chord and then bar all the way, just flatten your ring finger all the way across them. So it's a regular, looks like an F shape. You know, you do your F down here. Take that all the way up to A. And then do the same thing down here at E. That's at the 12th fret. Same shape, same chord shape, same F chord shape. Up to here where your double double dot is at the 12. And then back up. So that ends on E, A, and then that's your A string at the 4th fret bent up and sort of vibratoed around. And then it ends on. And that's really the whole tune. In fact, this is probably the first hard rock song I ever learned by ear. You'll notice though that I just did Gone Shootin', and both are in standard tuning, but they're in different pitches. So the E on this one is right there, so it's, and that's not the same. They're tuned differently between these two songs. And AC/DC is sort of notorious for being all over the place with pitch. So rarely are there back-to-back tunes, even on the same album, where they're tuned exactly to the same pitch. But they're all either in, they tend to be in E or A, sometimes B, occasionally G. But even though they are in the same, they're played in the same, with the same chord shapes and the same intervals, they're actually not tuned alike. And I assume that's just whatever they felt like A was that day, that's what they tuned to. But I don't know the rhyme or reason to it. But if you're going to play with them, you end up tuning all over the place for it. So good luck.